Okay, another use for a bounding box is doors, windows, things that rotate. I mentioned in the last video that with LSL, the Linden scripting language, when you put a rotation script into an object, it rotates around the object's center, which in this particular case is the center door where this origin point is. So just to show that, this simple door I've already uploaded into SL, and you can see it here. And I've dropped a rotation script into it, a door script. So if I click the door to open it, you see it's rotating around its. Use the trick of editing this door and stretching it to see where the bounding box is. You can see it fits exactly around the door. And what we need to do is stretch this bounding box so the edge of the door is a halfway point. Okay, I hope that's making sense. But let's go ahead and do that anyway. So we'll come back into Blender here. I'm just going to go into kind of a front view of it and orthographic, so we're looking straight on it, and I'm going to edit this. So what I need to do actually is make the bounding box of this door, okay, twice as wide as the door is, so the actual pivot point, the center point of the bounding box, will be right on this edge here. Okay, so how am I going to do that and get it exactly? Well, let's take an edge that is the full length of the door. So let's take this, or the full width of the door. Let's make sure we got the right one there. It seems I might have some doubles here. One second, let me just remove doubles. Yep, I did. Okay. Poor modelling on my part. Okay, so we've got this one edge selected. So let's go back into this kind of front view. Now, what we can do is we can come down and we can enable under normals an edge info and the length of that edge. Okay. And we see, it's very hard to see here. If I zoom out and move that, you can see it actually says 2, which is 2 units. Which actually, if I turn on my metric, it should say 2 meters. Very hard to see on this particular example. I'm sorry about that. But okay, so we know this is 2 meters. Okay, so what we can do is just select one of these vertices. Okay, and we can extrude that vertex, but we're not going to move it anywhere. Okay, so we press the E key and the Enter key. Right, now we can come back to our vertex location, and the Y location of this vertex is -1. Okay, now we know that this length that we had here was 2 meters, so we can have -1. We can just highlight this and come across the end and type in -2. And you see this vertex automatically comes across the same width as the door, -2 meters. Okay, so let's go into the top view and let me just control click over here somewhere and here somewhere. Okay, I can select these 3 vertices, make a face with the F key. I can scale that face to 0. Okay, now you see this has gone slightly off the grid line here. Okay, and if we look here, okay, we had -1 and -2, which comes -3. We're slightly under that, so we can just make that adjustment here, -3 meters. Okay, and this puts the center point of the bounding box on this edge here. So let's just have a look at the bounding box, and there we go. And you can see the bounding box is a full width. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to delete this edge here just to tidy things up. So I'm going to Control Tab for my mode, select my edge and delete that edge. Now if I go back into vertex mode, you'll see my vertex is still here. Okay, so with just the door selected, I'm going to export as a collider and fixed door. Okay, selection only, export collider. Okay, so let's go back into Second Life and upload the fixed door. So build, load mesh model, and looks like I saved it in documents. Let me there it is. Okay, let's close this out, and I'm just going to upload this. I'm not going to optimize it in any way, just for testing. And we call this fixed door. Okay. Fixed door, and let's just read it out over here. Okay, now I need to script this door, so all I'm going to do actually is open this small door, copy to inventory. Now, when contents, and I just select all the scripts and sounds out of that door and drag it in. Just wait for it to update. Go. Right. Now if you remember when I activated this door, it spun around its center point. Now when I activate this door, actually if we look at it from this angle over here, this side's where the hinge is, it spins around the edge of the door, which is what we're looking for. And we did this in the bounding box. As you can see, if I go to stretch, you can see the bounding box is actually twice as wide as the door. So that's how we use invisible faces to manipulate bounding boxes.